An Astrologer's Day is written by K Narayan. An astrologer means a fortune teller. This astrologer opens punctually at midday. He carries with him a dozen cowrie shells, a square piece of cloth with obscure mystic chart, a notebook, a bundle of palmary writing. These are his equipments. Looks very different from others. Forehead is dazzling with sacred ash and vermilion. He has a sparkle in his eyes. He wears saffron colored turban around his head. Sits under the bog of a tamarind tree which is beside a busy street. Around him there are a lot of shops like medicine shops, stolen hardware and junk shop, magician and cheap cloth shops. Next to him sits a vociferous, that is a noisy vendor of groundnut and nuts. The nut vendor attracts a lot of people, and most of the people, after visiting the nut vendor, they come to the astrologer. Now, this very place does not have any municipal lightning. Each of the vendor has their own lightning source. The astrologer takes advantage of the fried groundnut vendor next to him. This complete place is full of enchantment, some magical power or effect. This bewildering, confusing light sources give added advantage to the astrologer. Now, as all other astrologer, he was very shrewd, that is clever. He used to understand the human psychology and the human troubles like marriage, money, and other human ties. And he never used to speak for first 10 minutes. For first 10 minutes, he used to listen to the customer, and then he used to charge 3 pies or paisas per question from the customer. He used to tell them, you have a very impetuous nature from within, and you are hard from outside, or very rough from outside. This made him endear or likable to other person. The main story starts here. One fine night, when the nut vendor blew off his flare and was about to go home, even the astrologer collected his cowrie shells and paraphernalias, that is his instruments, whatever he had, and was about to go home. Just then a man stood before him. The astrologer was happy to get a new client. He told the man, you're looking careworn, that is tired and unhappy. He told him to sit down and we shall chat for a while. The astrologer says, yours is a nature. Oh, stop that, says the man. Tell me something worthwhile. The astrologer was piqued, that is, annoyed. He told the man that he charges 3 paisas per question. He removes an anna from his pocket and gives it to the astrologer. 16 annas makes 1 rupee. Giving an anna to the astrologer, the man says, if you are proved bluffing, you have to pay me this anna with interest. If my answers are satisfactory, then will you pay me 5 rupees? Says the astrologer. The man says, no, I'll pay you 8 annas. The astrologer says that no, at least pay me double of that, that is 16 annas, that is 1 rupee. Both the man and the astrologer agrees on the agreement. Till now, the astrologer was very confident, and he tells the man, ask what you want to ask. Just then the man lights a cheroot. A cheroot is a type of cigarette. When the man lights the cheroot, the astrologer sees a glimpse of the man, or rather catches a glimpse of the man. After that, the astrologer is very afraid, very scared, he is uncomfortable. He says, take your anna back and let me go home. The man replies, a challenge is a challenge. The astrologer proceeds with a drying throat. Is there a woman says the astrologer. Stop, says the man. Answer the questions I want to know, or disgorge all the coins you have. Disgorge means surrender or give it. The astrologer murmured a few incantation, that is magical words, and proceeded with the conversation. After a good deal of haggling, that is bargaining, the astrologer starts. You were left to die once. Am I right? Oh, tell me more, says the man. And a knife was passed through you once, says the astrologer. The man shows the scar on his chest. And you were pushed in a well near the field and left to die. I should have been dead if the passerby had not peeped into the well and saved me, says the man. The man was overwhelmed with enthusiasm and asked, when should I get him, the man who nearly killed me? In the next world, answers the astrologer. He died 4 months ago in a far off land. The man groaned on hearing that. Have patience, Guru Nayak. You know my name, says the man. Shocked and taken back, the astrologer replies, as I know everything else. Listen, Guru Nayak, and listen carefully. Your village is 2 days' journey from the north of this town. Take the next train and go home. I see once again great danger to your life if you go away from home. The astrologer takes a pinch of sacred ash and puts it on the forehead of the man and says, travel to your home and never ever travel southwards again. The man replies, why should I go away from home now? I was going now and then only to find the man and crush him to death. The astrologer says the man was crushed under a lorry. The man was gratified, happy and pleased to hear this. The place was deserted by the time. The man has gone off into the night, giving the astrologer a handful of coins. It was nearly midnight when the astrologer reaches home. His wife was eagerly waiting for him at the door. The astrologer flings the coins at her and says, count them. 12.5 annas, replies the wife. He says the swine has cheated me. He promised to give me 1 rupee. The wife says, you look very worried today. What's wrong? After dinner, sitting on a payole, the man says, do you know, a great deal of load has gone from me today. I thought I had blood of a man on my hand all these days and years, and that was the reason I ran away from home and married you. And here he is alive. You tried to kill a man, says the wife. We were drunk, gambled, and quarreled one day. Why think of it now? Time to sleep.